Hey guys, so I hope you saw the first part of this video series. That's probably why you're watching this one, okay? And that one was survivalist or prepper, which one are you, okay? And so this video here is for survivalists, all right? But a lot of this information is also going to be totally relevant to preppers as well. And I think that you guys are probably going to want to go watch the prepper video when you're done with this one, all right? But the goal of this video is to offer a little bit of direction and focus when it comes to you getting prepared for shit hit the fan, okay? So to get prepared for anything, you kind of got to know what you're facing, right? And so for the purpose of this video, we're going to define shit hit the fan as a calamitous event that's basically going to be the end of the world as we know it for a period of time, a long period of time, right? A couple years, 3 years, maybe beyond, maybe permanently, okay? So, we're talking like epic financial collapse and civil unrest to a point where you can't afford to feed yourself and might need to leave where you're currently living and provide for yourself, right? This could be a massive civil war. It could also be thermonuclear war, right? Okay, so we're going to just say that that's kind of what we're preparing for, so we have an idea of what we need to be able to accomplish. Okay, all right. So obviously, in this situation, you are going to be providing for yourself long term, and you're going to want to stay away from dangerous locales, dangerous people, and shit like that. Now, me having already defined what a survivalist is for you, all right, you're not just going to shelter in place and stay there and try and make it work, all right? You are going to have to actively provide for yourself. That's really the big difference between survivalists and preppers once the shit goes down. Is the preppers, they already did a lot of work to provide for themselves. Okay, now they just need to secure it and hold on to it. Okay, and there's more to it than that, obviously. Okay, but you are going to have to actively provide for yourself. All right, because you don't have all those preps saved up. So what should survivalists be focusing on these days, given the current situation in the world? Right. One, you need to make sure you have the proper equipment you're going to need to keep your ass alive for an extended period of time. And this could be out in the woods. It could be, you could be a survivalist in a city, that could happen as well. All right. So you're going to kind of have to, have a plan, obviously, but you're going to have to be prepared for whatever may come your way. Okay. So having some really good gear is really going to be important for you. Okay. And then here's the other thing is, have you tested your gear recently? Have you tested it at all? Is your pack and all your shit, in your garage covered with a freaking 1/8 inch of dust? Okay, guys? Because now is the time right now to knock the dust off of this shit and shine it up. Okay? Now's the time, all right? Because we are getting closer and closer every day to what could very truly be a massive shit hit the fan in North America. Okay? So knock the dust off that shit. Get out. Start using your stuff again. Okay? And I want to challenge you guys to, get out in the woods more. Do it year round. I know everyone wants to camp in the 4 months of the year. That's nice, but you really need to get out, and you need to get out year round. That's how you're really going to know where the niches are in your armor, in your survival armor, so to speak. Okay, you're going to find out where you're lacking. You're going to find out where you have too much of. You're going to find out what you don't need that's in your pack right now. All right. And then I also want to challenge you that when you do this, I want you to get out there and to do it focusing on a minimal amount of gear. Now, I'm not telling you to endanger yourself. Okay, what you should do is you should have all your bug out shit with you, but the stuff that you don't intend to use, and then your minimalist kit, and really focus on that, the stuff that's super necessity getting out there. Okay, really focus on that. Try not to use this stuff that's going to make your life easy. Okay, do it the hardcore, the old school way, but have that stuff with you in case you need it. Okay, you're going to learn a lot about yourself, and you're going to learn a lot about your gear. And during this time, it's going to improve your knowledge and your skills. Taking care of yourself. And guys, being a survivalist and having to make it out there in this manner, it is massively knowledge and skill dependent. It's so dependent on that. It's insane. Okay. So guys, I'll throw you this bone. I'll probably throw out a few during this video here. And this is all shit I'm probably going to get into in a lot more greater context later on. Okay. But you've got to have all this stuff up here. Okay. You can't be packing freaking 20 books out to the field with you. All right. And focus on primitive living skills in a lot of ways. All right. Your bushcraft and primitive living skills. Primitive living skills, are skills that show you how to survive with the absolute minimum, which is what's around you. Think of it, if you had the knowledge and the power to know that you could walk off right now only with what you have on your back, only with the clothes on your back, and you can make it. Right? They say knowledge is power. Well, that's power in these times. Okay? And it's going to give you a sense of security as well. The more you focus on those skills and the more you know them. Okay? So, you being so knowledge and skill dependent, guys, you really got to commit this shit to memory. You got to practice and make sure you have it memorized. Another thing I'm going to suggest that you guys do is hone your bug out plan. Okay. And you should be part of a group. I've gone into this some on my TikTok. I am going to bust this group thing wide open on YouTube in greater detail. Okay. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that, but you really should be part of a group, and everybody in this group needs to be on the same page. You need to have multiple plans. Okay. You need to have plan A, B, C, D. All right. You need to have maps. You need to have already driven and walked, the paths to get where you need to go. Okay. You need to commit them to memory. All right. And you need to strongly consider cache points, either on the way to where you're going or wherever it is you're going to end up. Okay. Cache points. And there's some, that's where you'd want to store books if you're going to store it. You want to keep your own gear, reasonably light. And that's the other thing, guys, about getting out and doing it. Okay. You're going to pack your pack and you're going to get out there and you're going to be like, toss this thing on your back. Make sure you weigh it first. And you're going to realize that your own personal threshold for humping this shit 50 miles or whatever it is you're going to do it is that you're not there. All right. So you need to be realistic with yourself, or you're going to be like, damn, I could carry an extra 10 pounds, like no problem. All right. So doing it's going to allow you to, to adjust it and tweak it, fine tune it. All right. There's going to be very little room for figuring this out when the shit actually goes down, dudes. You know what I mean? I don't think that's a place where any of us want to be. All right. I am going to throw you another bone out there, though, because this is important. All right. Morale is extremely important, especially for survivalists. It's important for everybody, but you guys don't have the ability to, to stockpile 50 pounds of coffee. Okay. All right. You don't have the ability to do that. And morale to me is kind of like a twofold thing. You gotta, actually, it's probably a threefold thing. For one, you just have to have the intestinal fortitude, right? The mental will to drive on. Look on the positive side of everything you possibly can, right? When it actually goes down. But also in your preps and in your test running of your gear and your test running of yourself, all right? Because you're doing that too, all right? So intestinal fortitude, right, can definitely help with morale. Having some of those nice little enjoyable things on you, that's going to help with morale. That could be a number of things for you, all right? Matter of fact, we have a little get-home bag out here. I put a freeze-dried ice cream bar in it. You know, it's calories. It doesn't weigh shit. But hey, you know, it's a little bit of a motivation, a little bit of pick-me-up, you know. So you got to think about what's going to do it for you, you know. It might be a spank mag. You know, that might be your motivation, you know. So make sure you have that shit with you, all right? It's worth the little bit of extra weight that you're going to have to add. All right. And then the third part of motivation, you have to look towards the future. Things are going to get shitty. They're going to get mad shitty, guys. You're going to starve. You're going to be malnourished. Okay. It's going to be gnarly, but you need to look towards the future. All right. And so I recommend that everybody in their bug out bag carry a small seed bank. Absolutely. Okay, because not only can you grow crops, you know, eventually, okay, when you're in the right place and it's the right time of year and that kind of shit, and you really ought to be practicing the skill right now, even if you're a survivalist. You ought to be growing some edibles and shit in your backyard, man, all right, or on your apartment balcony. Do it now, okay. If you've never done that shit, it is hard to suddenly just have a green thumb. All right, some people have it, some people don't have it, but, you know, it's not going to hurt you to practice. Anyways, having a seed bank with you is planning for the future. It's looking towards the future. Having an awl with you, something else I've listed as part of bug out gear, okay? And I know I haven't done that on YouTube, guys. I've done it on a different platform, but I'm going to get into that shit. Anyways, having an awl with you, you know, you need to have an awl with you because there's going to come a point in time when your boots are toast, all right, and you are going to be, making moccasins. You're going to be tanning hides. You're going to be doing this shit. You're going to be sewing up clothes that are hanging on by a thread, literally. All right, guys? But an awl is planning for the future as well, and it's a tool that will help you in the short term in ways. And they don't weigh shit, man. Throw it in your bag, okay? All right, guys. So I think we can pretty much wrap it up right there. You know, you need to knock the dust off your shit, though, okay? And you need to polish it up. Your skills, yourself. You need to be real with yourself where you're sucking ass. You know, where you need to make improvements. Where you need to get better. Now's the time to go ahead and register for that spring foraging class with a local naturalist. Okay, now's the time to do it. All right? You know what I'm saying, guys? It's coming, man. I've never been the guy that's like, you know, crying wolf, okay? Until very recently. Now I feel like it's inevitable. All right? So get your ass ready, man. All right, dudes. Hope that helps somebody out, guys. Do those 3 things on YouTube everyone asks you to do. Please check out my Patreon page, and if you like what I'm doing, like, consider supporting me on there. And that's it. I'll see you guys in the next part, which is going to be very prepper specific, okay?